Thank you.
I call Julian Genter.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. Tēnā koutou e te whare. I rise to speak in favour of this eminently sensible bill, which simply seeks to do the absolute obvious and empower the Environmental Protection Authority to, quote, protect, maintain and enhance New Zealand's environment. And people watching at home could be forgiven for assuming that the Environmental Protection Authority would already have that mandate to protect our environment. It's a very misleading title, actually. I'd like to congratulate my Labour colleague for bringing this bill to the House. It is simple, it was short, and it made perfect sense. And we've heard a lot of seemingly reasonable arguments against the bill from National Party members tonight. But I have to say, if you really believe in protecting the environment, then your actions speak louder than words. And it's entirely fitting and very predictable that this national government, their members on the Local Government and Environment Select Committee, would vote by majority to ignore the 97% of public submissions in support of this very sensible bill. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that because I'm biased against the National Party. I say that because after 8 years of the National Party being in government, it's obvious that they will not step up and protect the environment. They simply focus on rhetoric and greenwashing. And I completely understand that there are members in the National Party who genuinely care about the environment and want to protect it, but the reality of this government's policies is that they do not protect the environment. They do not protect the environment. Here's a good example of National trying to talk up their green credibility recently. I'm sure the Transport Minister, Simon Bridges, actually wants to support electric vehicles in this country. And I'm sure there are members sitting over there right now who would like to see more electric vehicles on our roads. But very soon we're going to have more photos of Simon Bridges with electric charging stations which have not been funded by this government, that have been funded by private industry, then we will have electric vehicles on our roads because the government has not implemented any policy to support electric vehicles in New Zealand to make them more affordable and attractive for businesses and households. They haven't supported a single policy, so now Nissan has pulled the most affordable electric vehicle on the market, the Leaf. They've pulled it from New Zealand because there isn't sufficient market for it, because there isn't sufficient government policy. Matt Ducey just said in his speech, I think this is what I understood him to be saying, that we need to not protect our environment in order to grow the economy so we can protect the environment. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? No, actually, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We know in the Green Party that our competitive advantage in the world is our pristine natural environment. We love our pristine natural environment. We want to protect it. And protecting it isn't bad for the economy. It doesn't cost businesses unnecessarily. It's actually something that we can do to build our brand and sell our goods overseas. Another good example of how the National Party has missed this opportunity was in their bet on high-volume, low-value commodities that we were going to sell to the rest of the world, and we were going to somehow increase the value of our exports. That was their economic strategy, and it is now in tatters as we see commodity prices have crashed, in particular dairy prices. And it's such a shame because if the National Party had taken advantage of our environmental brand in the world and said, New Zealand's competitive advantage is not going to be producing tons and tons of cheap milk powder. It's going to be selling high-value, clean, green, and safe milk products, dairy products to the world. And if we had done that, we wouldn't be in the hole that we're in right now, because the price for organic milk is 5 to 6 times higher than the price for milk powder. So we could have protected our waterways, protected our soil, protected our people, and we'd be better off economically for doing so. And that's the green economic vision that the Green Party stands for a real economic vision, not just talk from the National Party.